In what's becoming a tradition for these commentaries, apparently, we're overcoming yet more adversity to bring you this week's commentary. It's been babies, it's been ice cream trucks. Today it's wind, high temps, and misters. Ironically, talking about how intention helps you overcome adversity. So we're shooting tonight. The event's going to kick off here momentarily for our July quarterly on top of the rooftop of the convention center. Thought of a whole lot of different parallels I wanted to tie in to this week's commentary. Number one is just the importance of a dream, importance of attention. We've been hammering this point a lot lately, but for good reason. It is critical. I can remember 8 years ago running around the park behind me. I'm not a runner, no, number one. Attempting to woo my now wife, then girlfriend, by convincing her that I might be a jogger, and running by this rooftop and thinking, of what I hoped the future might look like. At that time, I was struggling to get my career off the ground. Again, didn't have anyone in the business from my family that had done this. Tough to get going, building out your network. And I thought, how cool to someday have your own company, to be able to have an event with clients and friends up here on a beautiful night. That vision was so crystal clear, the place, the time of year, who I wanted to be there, could see the faces, that through all the different steps between then and when we finally got to have that, it helped drive and motivate me. And I knew exactly what it was I hoped to achieve and exactly why. I wanted to bring people great information, fun, and build a different type of firm. And I believe we've done that. So how does this relate to your goals? There are so many ways to get from point A to point B, and we don't pretend otherwise. The key thing is to make sure not only that something's substantively correct for you, investment wise and planning wise, but also that it matches a style that's going to resonate with you, whatever that may be. ETF versus fund, more aggressive, less aggressive. That is not nearly as critical as it is to stick with whatever that you were going to do. I'll talk to people a lot of times about what's your goal or your intention, whether they're clients or just people we meet. Oh, I want to make money. Well, we all want to make money, but the important thing to keep in mind again is that's a little bit like saying when it comes to, I want to get in shape. What are you going to do? Exercise. Well, what types of exercises are best for your body? What types of things might you do that would bring enough enjoyment that you would stick with it? It's very analogous. Or, in football, my old passion, I want to win. Well, that's great. It's a great intention. But specifically, what are you going to do to help make that get realized? So what are some important things to keep in mind around that? Number one, know exactly what you want. It's not that you want $1 million, it's that you need $50,000 of regular income, or $2 million or $100,000, whatever the case may be. And you want that money even more specifically because you want to provide certain things for yourself or those that you care about. And it's that type of granularity that's so critical to then reverse engineer to how exactly you're going to achieve that. How do you know if it's working? I think that's the thing. Okay, I set my plan, I had my intention. How do I know if this is working? And there's two big things that are important there. Again, number one is understanding the context of what you're trying to achieve. If what you're trying to achieve is a certain dollar amount to generate that, do you have the time? Do you have the right investments? Are you going to be able to get that expected type of return? Have you positioned things just right? The second thing is, from a patient standpoint, understanding the context in which you find yourself. It just may be like in a game where you're trying to win. This is just not your quarter. This is not going a certain way, but things are going to change. You just need to stay patient, stick to the game plan. That's the same thing with investments, but again, without understanding where you're trying to go and understanding, is it just not the right time for what I'm trying to do to get realized, i.e. I'm pretty aggressive, but it's a hard time for the equity markets, but I just need to stick patient. What that context is to realize it's not you, it's not your plan, It's just, again, about patience and waiting for that tide to turn. So how can we help? How can any great advisor help? I think in a few things. Number one, I'd say up front, though, that this is a two-part battle, right? Just like coach and player, both people need to put in a tremendous amount of work. Both people need to commit to the cause. You can drop the best play ever, but if you haven't practiced it, if you're not in shape, if you're not ready to go, it's not gonna work. And what I find for a lot of people is they get really emotional around a headline. They get really scared by a bad market. They get really frustrated by feeling like they're not making financial progress. But then you'll talk to them and say, well, we need to do the following things. Like, yeah, I don't have time for that. Well, if it's critical enough, if it isn't, again, just a general goal, but if it's something like, I want to be able to provide for my kid's wedding or kid's college education or take that trip with my spouse, now the motivations and the emotions are stirred to a degree where you'll make that time. And that's the type of thing we want to work through with clients. Once we're there, again, it's about listening. We want to know your goals, your dreams, and design that plan to achieve just those things. And more importantly, let you feel heard, understood, and known. Second, thus this commentary, the weekly stuff we're doing, three-year anniversary is coming up for the weekly commentaries here soon. Do you have trustworthy sources? Do you have people whose intention and purpose and interests are aligned with yours and they have no reason to try to mislead you? We certainly hope we can be that for all of you. And then finally, can you power it with technology and solutions and communication? So whether that's these commentaries, whether that's the information we're trying to put out conceptually and specific in all sorts of mediums now. Please follow us, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, that information's there. We're doing that for you so that, again, we can help at least counter some of the unconstructive noise that's out there in the media. Second is technology. We're going to announce it tonight, roll out some really exciting new technologies. A year ago today, we announced the FinLife experience, which has just been tremendous for a bunch of clients. This July quarterly, we're announcing FinFolio, unrelated, but a new piece of technology that's going to help, again, provide a lot more insights for clients that they've been looking for. So again, that combination of communication, with a heart, as well as technology and investments that are very sophisticated. That's the match. That's how you get where you want to get going. Our ask of you, whether it's with us or anyone else, is take that time for yourself to set those dreams, set that intention, and then work with people who can provide that context. If you're here tonight, look forward to seeing you soon. If not, we hope to catch you another time. Thanks so much.